Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion
TV. Chicago, LA, Atlanta. Oh my God, man, this thing just keeps growing and growing and growing. Of course, my people in California. California used to be Hollywood. I think Detroit is Hollywood now. We'll talk about that. But it's so much going on and so many positive things we want to talk to you today on United Gospel Explosion TV. But as you look to my left, which is your right, I can't hide her. We call her Queen Executive. She's in the house. Queen, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Via, give me your full name still.
I am Veronique Chantel, Queen Executive.
Queen Executive. And she's new to our family. And, you guys know we've been doing outreach for different hosts for Detroit Talent Review TV, a new brand we're bringing out where we'll be highlighting up-and-coming artists and positive people. I think we have poets and some of everything that's out there that's doing good, clean entertainment to present to the people.
Yes.
But also on this brand, which is United Gospel Explosion TV, we're happy to say we've chosen her as a host on this show as well. And they may not understand, but tell them a little bit about yourself. When I say that, I mean you shared just a tidbit of your own personal testimony with me.
Yes.
And that touched me so much, that's one of the reasons you guys understand why I invited her to be one of our hosts when she can make it to the United Gospel Explosion TV platform. And many of you may not know, this is a good news TV show. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of bad news happening in the world here, but
yes.
But when I think of this show, I'm thinking of uplifting people, empowering people, letting them know that they are enough.
Absolutely.
And I'm always with the Spirit of God with that, knowing that greater is He that's in you than he that's in the world.
Yes.
And on that light, you amaze me with your testimony and even surprise your doctors. Tell them just a little bit about that.
Yes. So first, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for providing me with this platform. Again,
Absolutely.
I am Veronique Chantel, Queen Executive. It was over 2 years ago. Actually, I went to the doctor and I thought I had pneumonia. And through a series of tests over a few days, it was confirmed that I had something called non-small cell lung cancer,
Lord.
adenocarcinoma. And because there was no history of cancer in my family, it was very overwhelming. It's like, where did this come from? Why is it happening to me? I felt like at the time, even though we were going through COVID, my life was going very well. And then here we come with the cancer diagnosis. And the first few months, honestly, was very rough, of course. I went through traditional chemo and immunotherapy. My body was going through so many changes. My family, my children, my grandchildren, everyone was scared, quite honestly. But I'm thankful for the support system that gathered around me and prayed. And I ended up in a clinical trial. And I know that it was God that allowed me to qualify for this clinical trial, connect me with the right oncologist at the Henry Ford Cancer Institute. And throughout this ordeal, people tell me all the time, they'll walk up to me, inbox me on social media, you don't look like what you're going through.
Praise God. And I must, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Go right ahead. But it was just that she was diagnosed with a mark on her lung that was how big?
Oh, it was almost 8 centimeters when I was initially diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then what recently happened when you went to the
Well,
your doctor?
so I'm doing an oral chemo regimen, and I just started cycle 15. My doctor walks in and doesn't say a word. He walked in and he just gave me the biggest hug. And I'm like, well, hello. And he said, you are amazing. So what has happened over the course of 2 years is remarkable. The fact of the matter is that this diagnosis came to me as stage 4. So
God.
I had a mass on my right lung. It was almost 8 centimeters. And I had 3 liters of fluid when I was admitted to the hospital. And
My goodness.
I thank God each and every day that I did not succumb to the diagnosis. Because I know that keeping my mental together, I had to be mentally strong in order to be able to fight this affliction.
Yes.
And from the very beginning, my mantra has been, number one, that there will be victory after this,
Yes.
that cancer will not define me. And so even on the days when I could barely take 3 steps because I was out of breath,
Yes,
the weakness from those 2 rounds of chemo, I had a lot of ups and downs in the course of my treatment. One of the things that I quickly learned is that no 2 diagnoses are the same, and each person, their treatment when it comes to cancer is different. And God was with me in the emergency room when the doctor walked in, and from everything that I've gone through since then, I've had ups and downs in my treatment, but each and every day I tell myself, oh, you got to get up, or
Wow.
you're going to get up today.
And I must ask you, how do you feel about giving your testimony to the world right now? I mean, does it let a load off of your shoulders? Do you feel like that this does something for you, sharing with other people? Because this is a personal thing that you want.
Yes.
And it's personal for everyone, you know.
I realized probably within the first 6 to 9 months that this wasn't about me. So many people were watching me, letting me know that they were encouraged. Number one, that they were praying for me, but that
Yes.
also that they were encouraged.
Yes.
For my sister circle, I thank God each and every day I'm surrounded by a group of powerful, strong, praying women. And just having people pour into me, and then them going back and sharing that, how I'm persevering through this. And, like I said, I had ups and downs. I've had toxicity in my liver, and finally getting connected to the right doctor I realized that this was a platform for me.
Wow.
And I wasn't going to use it for pity or sympathy. I want to be an encouragement and a blessing, because there's so many women that are battling, be it breast cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer.
Absolutely. Veronique, I want you to look right out there, and for the women that may be going through, or men, but especially the women today, because this is about empowerment
Yes.
of our women today.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and you are greater than the sum of your parts. When you bring God into your mix, you become greater than the sum of your parts.
Yes.
And you realize that now.
Yes, I do.
And
Yes.
sometimes things will happen to us that makes us cry out. You know, makes us cry out to God. Makes us
Yes.
remember that, you know, we're not in this by ourselves.
Absolutely.
Pushes us to that point.
Absolutely.
If we can encourage someone with cancer or diabetes or any form of sickness or ailment today, because this is a success story. You know, this is a success story, not just because the tumor shrunk from 8 to 2 centimeters.
Yes, it's down
But
to
because
2 centimeters.
Your spirit is uplifted in the
Yes.
middle of this battle.
Yes. Yes.
And I just want you to, in your own way, just for a few seconds, encourage someone that may be going through something right now.
What I would say to women that are in this battle right now, you really have to purpose in your mind and in your spirit that you're not going to allow a diagnosis or a disease to define you. To the
That's
very
powerful.
best of your ability, press and push each and every day. And that's going to look different. Some days you'll be able to persevere and get dressed and leave the house. Some days you'll just be able to get dressed. For me, when I was able to get up and put on my clothes, I'm wearing a dress and heels.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
Well, I thank you for those words of encouragement for someone out there,
yes,
and I don't know, that may be about you or someone that's looking right now today
yes.
at this broadcast.
But
And
all of us can be beautiful in this battle.
I mean, because it comes a point in some of our illnesses where your hair is gonna fall out,
Oh, yes,
where you're
mine
not gonna
did
be
fall
able to
out.
walk the same,
Yes,
where you even smiling becomes a problem, you know. But
but
I like to say, but God. But
But
I'm saying,
God.
but if you continue to take a step at a time,
one step at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time.
you know, you
Yeah.
push through. You push through the cloudy fog. You push through the
Yes.
darkness, and
Yes.
you know it's a light here for you at the end of the tunnel. You know, I mean,
Absolutely. And everybody's story is not the same. Everyone's journey through, be it cancer, lupus, MS, you know, there's so many ailments. But I felt like, honestly, my battle, my fight with cancer, I had to fight it mentally before I could fight it physically. And what I mean by that is that I got to know in my mind, I can beat this.
and also, you know, also I just want to put it out there because you're not really mentioning it yourself, but you're creating a brand for women that's going through things.
Yeah, so I have a nonprofit that's going to be starting soon, and it's called Beauty and the Battle.
Beauty in the battle. And because you're going to go through some things.
Yes. Oh my
But
goodness.
you're still beautiful.
Yes. Yes. I mean, there's
I'm
of
talking
course.
to you're still beautiful out there. You're going to go through some things. You know, you're going to be some ups and downs,
Yes.
some scars,
Yes. Yes.
some hair falling out, some
Oh,
different
yes.
some different situations. But you're
I-
still beautiful. And you
Yes.
still love. And I'm going to tell you, God still love you. And but don't forget to love yourself through
That's right.
the battle.
That's right. And to be able to wake up every morning, because me myself, my hair started falling out. It started thinning. I have a incredible hairdresser, and she said, listen, whether you lose a few strands or you are spitballed, I'm going to make sure that you are beautiful. And, you know, in addition to just waking up every day and just pouring into yourself, because before anyone else can encourage you, you honestly have to encourage yourself and believe in yourself. Everyone else should just be a reinforcement. And it's not easy. You know, there was times that I couldn't even walk down or walk up a flight of stairs.
Yes.
So that's when it comes into those little steps. And like I said, for me, my encouragement to be able to put on a dress and heels. I may not be able to go ballroom dancing, but
Right. Well,
you know, just do little things that make you feel good. And my outlook on this battle, that is when it changed. And I just wake up every morning and tell myself, you are not defined by this. You can beat this. You will beat this. There will be victory on the other side of this. You know?
well, I mean, and that's really what it's about, you know. You said something. There's victory on the other side of your pain.
Yes.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
You know, no matter how dark it gets.
Right.
You know,
right.
remember that light's for you too.
Yes.
And I hope we're pouring into someone out there. I hope we're speaking to someone, because I'm saying that light is for you. That no
Yes.
matter what you're going through, no matter how dark it gets, and I'm glad that Vera came on to share her testimony of her personal situation of cancer, battle with cancer. But there's light at the end of the rainbow for you too, because I'm not saying everyone is going to be so successful so quickly,
Right.
but hang on. And Daddy used to say, at the end of your rope, you better tie a knot.
Tie a knot.
Tie a knot and
Hold
keep
on.
on going and keep
Yes.
holding on, because
Yes.
that's for you.
Yes.
You know, victory is here. You know, and even I think part of victory is begin to accept victory in the middle of losing. In the middle of your battle, where you're losing the battle, accept the victory right then. Know that you're winning at the same time. You know, and when I think about that, I think about prize fighters like Muhammad Ali. You know, and I don't know if but Muhammad Ali just a big figure, and I remember doing a George Foreman fight. It was just insurmountable. He was so big and powerful that, you know, every time Foreman swing in your living room, you could feel the air move, you know.
Yes.
And he was hitting Ali so hard, and Ali would bounce on the ropes and come right back. And he'd hit him again, Ali
Yes.
would bounce on the rope. And all of us thought Ali was going to lose that fight for the first few rounds. But Ali introduced us to something called the rope-a-dope.
Yes.
You know, whenever you get hit hard, he would come back and he would let Foreman burn his energy out. And then around round 5, Ali began to dance and hit him and flick him. So I'm saying it's a rope-a-dope in your life.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're going to get hit. It's going to be some hits. And
Oh,
a lot of people think, because it's United Gospel Explosion TV, I'm talking about from the Christian aspect. A lot of people think because you accept Jesus as your Savior, or you're Christian or spiritual, that you're not going to have battles. And that's not how it goes.
no.
We're going to have battles, but
Each
we
and
got a
every
rope
day.
to lean on.
Yes.
You know, we can rope it up and come back.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm just excited, and great things are coming out of your tragedy.
Absolutely.
Like for her, she's creating beauty
Beauty in the battle.
in the battle.
Yes.
Make your battle about beauty too.
Yes.
Always picture that through your battle, that God is beautiful. You're beautiful. You're going to make it through this thing. And I'm just excited about that. We're going to talk more about Vera and where she's going. And this is Empowerment Woman Day today at this
Yes.
TV show. And I brought in another giant. She's a personal friend of mine. A member of Mount Calvary Church. She's known throughout the circuit for her singing and playing, and she's Miss Saxy too. on the saxophone.
All
You'll
right.
see her coming up at some of our different events, and I brought her through today just to encourage her as well. But also, we're getting ready for that new platform that we're doing,
Yes.
Detroit Talent Review TV.
Detroit Talent Review
Revere's a
TV.
part of it, and Miss Emmeline King, who we'll be bringing right up after the break, she's also a part of it. So I'm excited about the possibilities for you.
Yes.
We'll be right back after this message.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the Season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
In the world of digital broadcasting, transmitters and exciters sometimes do this. If this happens when you're watching WHPR TV 33, please do this. Watch us on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or TV33WHPR.com. Download the WHPR TV app, and we can also be heard on Amazon Echo. So remember, if you see this, you can do this and support the station that supports you.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion. TV!
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion. TV. United Gospel Explosion. TV. United Gospel Explosion. TV. United Gospel Explosion.
Yo, man, I just love that United Gospel Explosion drop. That's my man, Hatari Jumbi there, who's producer extraordinaire. She's been with me for years. And also, you may not know, the young lady singing that intro is our own Miss Emmeline King. Hey, Emmeline. Emmeline,
Yes.
it's always a pleasure to bring you on. And it's just fitting that we bring you on this Women's Empowerment Day. And you saw, I think, some of our show with Veer came on. And she was just speaking on making it through the battles that we have. And that as Christians, we're still going to have sickness. We're still going to have some fall downs. We're still going to have some, even death. You know, in our families.
It's
and our
very
lives.
much part of life. Yes.
But God, and I say that to Emmeline because we both lost someone so dear to us, and our pastor Ernest Obel King, who is also Emmeline's dad, and I don't want to bring anything other than joy to that because we celebrated his homegoing recently, and I mean so many people came out. We had to use two churches. You know what I'm saying? The first one was our church was a nice sized church. But it was too small to hold them all, so we had to go over to Corinth, and it was still full. I even came in. They said you can't get in. I said no, I ain't. I'm family. I'm coming. But anyway, I know Pastor King smiles now because we're still together.
Yes.
And he taught us to go through these battles. He showed us. King would sometimes have a poker face, but with me, he can talk. He can let his hair down. I ain't gonna get into everything. somehow my preacher friends, they loose around me. They can talk to me, because they know I'm just a nappy haired boy that came up from the east side of Detroit, and I can relate. But besides that, one of the King's dreams was to see you succeed your father's dreams.
He did.
And he was so excited, and it's so much I can say about both of these ladies here, Miss Vera and Miss Emmeline. But Emmeline came up so gifted, singing and dancing, and you name it. I don't think it's a medium. I don't think she did stand-up comedy. And she left some of that for us, but she did so much, and she was the first black female designer for Ford Motor Company.
Yes.
And in that aspect, life had so many ups and downs, correct?
Yes, it did.
I mean, you hit a utopia that no other black female had reached.
That's correct. At that time, actually, it started off, my father introduced me to the wonderful world of transportation design. Took me to his job, and I had a fascination with clay. Yeah. He took me in a particular area at the design center, and the closer I got to the door, I smelled clay. And I said, Dad, please, I got to go behind that door. But he told me, no, Leanie girl, you can't go behind those doors, but because behind those doors are men who are called transportation design. And every car that you see up and down the road comes out the mind of a transportation designer. I was only 11, and I made a promise. First, I was going to become a transportation designer. 2, I was going to work there at Ford Motor Company designing cars with my father. And I was able to fulfill all of those.
She did it. She did it. And the reason why I say she did it is because Emmeline blessed us, and she wrote this book that actually chronicles the journey.
Yes.
And this is the book. She did it. And I'm going to have her on so many times with this book because I don't want you to ever get tired of what we're doing out here. We're lifting people up.
Oh, yes.
And because Emmeline did it as a young black female.
Yes.
She's
They
teaching
can
other
too.
young women.
Yes.
And talking to other young women around the country that you can do it too.
You can. And that's a powerful word, can, versus the word can't. Because at 11, my male teachers told me that girls can't design cars.
Ooh, is that scary?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had to kind of live with that, but I had my father there training me in that field. So when it came time to think about what am I going to name my book, I thought about what that my teacher said, and I said, the name's going to be, what Holy Spirit guided me, said, the name's going to be, what do you mean a black girl can't design cars? Emmeline King, she did it.
Wow.
That was the
wow.
name.
And this is so befitting. I think if we devoted a whole month to women empowerment, standing up, especially in the black community, because I must say, I mean, it's no surprise to anyone if you know our plight. Before slaves, we were kings and queens.
Oh, definitely.
And we're still kings and queens.
Yes.
Through slavery and after.
Right.
That's right.
Because you can enslave our body, but you
that
can
mind,
never enslave the mind
and
the
that spirit.
Right.
Mind and that spirit.
You know, you can have restrictions on what I can do physically in your mind,
Right, right.
like they did on Emmeline King.
Yes.
But if you continue to listen to the Spirit of God within you and rise to the occasion that's
You
within
can
you,
achieve.
Yes.
You can achieve.
who says we can't? Is
We
there
can't.
anything that God
We can't do it.
And I just put that to you because I don't think it is.
It's not. And I'll just share this little thing. They had the exhibition of King Tut at the DIA several years ago. So, and I recommend
love it.
whenever it comes,
That's my
just
favorite.
take
That's
a
my
journey,
favorite.
or even at any museum. And as I walk the halls, I start to see the heritage. The figurines had the same type of hair texture.
Yes.
And it just gave you that empowerment that centuries ago
Yes.
we were empowered then.
Oh, wow. You're going to make me do a whole different show on that, because a lot of people, when they see Egypt, they don't really understand that they're looking at Africa.
Looking at Africa.
That's
And
so true.
Israel as well, because it was only separated by the Red Sea. And you've heard me talk on that and minister on that. But we have to do that more to empower our people. But, you know, when we think of design, when we think of things we can do now, we have to consider where we come from in that way.
Have
And a
to.
lot of, and you know, I remember in school coming up when Black history started with the slave ship. And it was so ludicrous when you found out that civilization it came out of Africa and where you were.
Yes.
And so, I mean, that's just enlightenment. We here to set the people free. But back to you right now, Emmeline. So we're doing a lot of things. We're doing, and I must say, Emmeline has been faithful with me down through the years, not just on this show, but just about everything that we've been able to, God gave me to create. I believe you were on the first United Gospel Explosion
They had that.
TV concert.
Yes.
At
Yes.
the Redford Theater, man.
Yes,
I can't remember how
beautiful.
many years that was.
Yeah, that was several years ago, but it was a beautiful affair.
But before I go into that, you guys pick this book up. You can find it at Target.
Amazon, or you can email me at Emmeline King, she did it, at yahoo.com. And that way I will be able to personally autograph your book. And I have a couple of other items that I will include in that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And the book is located in the Henry Ford Archives. I had a chance to meet Edsel Ford II. I told him my story, and he was so enlightened that the book is now in the archives at the Henry Ford Museum.
And this book has gotten so much traction. I mean, I want to move on from the book, but it's hard because, and I must say this, special ups to Ford Motor Company. Was that the ambassador I met or the marketing executive?
Yes, John Clore.
We recently had the pleasure of Emmeline invited me out to the Motown Museum,
Yes.
where they honored her in the book signing. And you know, when you get a book signing at the Motown Museum, that's a big deal because they're a music company. But
Yes.
Emmeline is also in the music as well. So it was a double whammy hit.
Wow.
And we were there and we met some gentleman that I think he's over the Mustang Club, is he?
Yes, John Clore. He's, well, actually, I'm a part. They gave me a lifetime membership into the Mustang Club of Southeastern Western. And actually, this weekend, I will be the keynote speaker for the Indianapolis 500.
Oh, get out of here.
They're
Well, you better
having
have 1,000
of
books,
the
girl.
national. So I'm like,
You better have 1,000 books there ready to go. But I just say, look at God, and I
Look
remember,
at him.
and I remember God had given me a vision of talking to Emily's life, and it was at a time when she was in between jobs, and I said, you know, Emily, all of us aren't meant to work regular jobs, and I'm not knocking you if you have a regular job. You know, we've all had 8-hour jobs,
yes.
Yes.
and it pays the bills. But all of us aren't meant just to do that, because if they were, you wouldn't have Fords in the world.
Nope,
you wouldn't
you
have
wouldn't.
people that invent the light bulb. And you wouldn't have people that open car lots and restaurants and different things. Some of us are meant to have an entrepreneur spirit,
Correct.
which is a spirit of adventure too. But I just said, just hold on. You know, people are gonna sometimes talk against what they don't understand. And when you're born with the seed of genius in you, and it is what it is. When you're born with the seed of genius, it's going to be those that would try to negate that only because they're uncomfortable in the presence of that. And I'm not building you up or anyone up or anything, but it's just like a positive and negative energy there. But it takes both to make the world.
It does.
And at the same time, if it wasn't that positive energy,
Correct.
we wouldn't see things come forward like Sojourner Truth or
Right.
C.J. Walker or the women that have been pioneers
Right.
in our lives, and I'm not just talking about black women. I'm talking about people. Period. That if you find yourself a little different, because you are. You are.
Yes.
This is
Right.
I know I am.
Yeah.
You're peculiar. You're strange in that way
Right.
because, God put something into your seed as a child that was meant to be developed and nurtured
Right,
and
that's
brought
true.
out.
It's like everybody has a light bulb. There might be different types of light bulb,
Yeah,
but they
different.
all have that ability to shine.
Right.
And so instilling that in everyone, maybe you're with Phillips or I'm with another type,
Right.
but we all have that,
Right. You have something that
to
can
shine
out of you.
Right.
And I often preach this little light of mine because
Let it
I
shine.
that. But you may talk better than me. I'm just going to rest this for a minute. But don't forget the book, you guys. But you may talk better than I. You may orator better than I. You may have different things that I may not have. But I do have something, and that's
Correct.
this little light we're talking about.
That little light.
And are you willing to say, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine? Because we can get caught up of why we can't let our light shine.
Oh, yeah.
And you would have never written a book.
Never.
We can get caught up of why we can't let our light shine, or you wouldn't be stepping into beauty in the battle
That's right.
and the
That's
empowerment
right.
of Queen Executive.
Yes.
So I mean, that's not letting your light shine, because you're willing to step to letting your light shine, no matter what it is. We're looking for you,
Looking for you.
because as your light shine, we want to lift it up. Because as I lift you up, I'm lifting up the face of Jesus. Really,
Yes.
He's working through you
Yes.
in your light, and to me, that's bigger than me preaching a sermon. To be able to reach up and show the lights of people shining,
Right.
because
Right.
that's the positive energy that we're flowing through.
That is true.
Plug it in.
Just plug in. We
Plug
have all
it
these
in.
little lights, but we
Plug
got
it
this
in.
big
It's all coming
sunlight.
from the
You got the
major
major
light.
light.
It's coming.
You know,
it's coming.
So-
It's coming from His light, and it's just a pleasure to be able to recognize your light. I mean, you got it out there. You have a light that's shining right now. I don't know if you know the light shining. Some people just walk around and
Right.
shine, don't even know they shine.
Yep. But they got to get that effort to turn on that switch.
And purpose.
Yes.
Turn that. Click that.
You got that from me. She took my whole little first sermon and stuff. But anyway, she right. The lights are there.
Yes, it is.
The lights there.
For all
But you
of
have
us,
to hit the
yes.
switch.
You got to.
And that's you getting up and putting
That's
the pen in the
first
paper.
step.
First
That's
step.
you doing the homework.
Yes.
That's you putting together the things we're doing.
Yes.
And it's just a blessing. Now listen, your light, the way it shines, I don't want you to shape your light for mine. I want you to come forth with your shining light, and that's why it was inspired to me to bring back Detroit Talent Review TV
Excellent.
in its full extreme.
Yes.
Because a lot of this started from there. And, that I'm doing here, where we sitting here, when we did the United Gospel Explosion concert years ago at the Redford Theater,
Okay.
back then they were only having mud wrestlers, female muscle lifters,
Yeah.
and mud wrestlers over. I mean, it was a beautiful edifice, but they had went to that as far as their productions at that
Correct.
theater, and it's such a beautiful theater. It looks like the Fox Theater. When you go in, you'd see the big organ thing, and it was just gorgeous. When I saw the theater, I was like, "What? Lord, why you have me here? What's this about?" But it just came to me to do a talent review type thing. But then it came to me to call it United Gospel Explosion Concert. And when you move it in that way,
I can't wait.
when you moving in that way, it's not us.
Right.
So we called people together, and they came in, and Emily was one of them.
Yeah.
They came, she sung, and they came in and performed, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful
And your voice is
evening.
beautiful. Yes.
Oh my God! It was just a beautiful, beautiful evening.
Thank you.
And that evening wasn't about us at all.
No.
But I didn't know it was for such a time as this. That when we made that concert, and you see the opening of this whole TV show, you see pictures of that particular concert
Right.
on there from that night. And so, but I had the ability to do shows here with RJ and Henry Watkins. They know why they favor the guy like me. They're gonna kick me out one day, but they haven't yet. So, but at any rate, and it came to me that, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm not trying to do any more shows. You know, I had done so many shows for the radio. Remember You're Making Me Crazy and Rapper Mania? I came from that era. And I said, well, I'm not doing any more radio shows or this, that, and the other. And you know, when I laid down, you know, God will direct you if you let him, Emily.
Oh, yeah. Just be still.
And in the still state, he said, shut up, it's not yours anyway. And it came to me just like that United Gospel Explosion TV thing came up. And then I had Emmeline, and I put a song or two together. And here we are.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that if you don't hit the switch, if you don't allow the switch to be hit through your inspiration and your spiritual guidance, you know, get up and move something, you know, that kind of feeling.
Absolutely.
That it won't happen. So it's in each one of us, Emmeline.
Yes, it is.
But what you say is up to them to flip the switch.
Flip the switch.
I love it. And really, that's what it's about. And I challenge. Do you have a switch to flip? Do you realize you have a gift? I don't know what your gift is. You may be like these women with many gifts, but it's only activated when you open your mind, your spirit, and your heart enough to flip the switch. Not only that, we're talking about healing.
Oh, yeah.
Healing from heartbreak. Heartbreak is hard.
Yes, it is.
You know, people die of heartbreak too. I mean, that's it. You just feel like you're just so totally empty and hurt that you can just fall.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But I'm telling you, but God is able to fill you up.
But God.
Ooh, he's able to give you a second breath. If you've ever been a runner or in sports, you know, it comes a time when you're tired.
Right.
Like you and your, you may remember your Zumba class. She's actually an instructor too. But it comes a time when you're tired. And you know, that second breath.
Second wind.
Second wind is hard to get. But if you just keep going, you keep pushing.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
That second
Don't
wind coming,
stop.
it's like you're brand new again.
Yeah.
You're brand new again.
Brand new.
And you're ready to go all over again. You work out. You feel that?
Yes. It feels amazing being back in the gym. My energy and me. You think about what I've been through medically and that I can actually run on the treadmill now.
Oh, I'm getting jealous. Come on now.
It is a testament to God. You know,
Yes.
I don't do it every day because of my knees, but the fact that I can do it, and yes, just breathing.
Flipping the switch.
Flipping
You're
the switch.
And you know, and that's the empowerment today.
Yes.
You know, if we want to give them I think you came with the message. Emily, if you can give them, if you can give them something,
Yeah.
if you can give an empowerment to women all over the world, it has to be in that switch.
It has to. You
For-
want a better, let's say, better life, better direction. You have to turn that light on.
And it's not always going to be easy.
No.
But you reach for it anyway. And I'm going to tell you, when you're reaching for success, you know, and I don't consider success monetarily. I consider success in increments of movement. That's my thing of
Right.
success. Because you got to take one step before you can take two.
You have
It's
to.
impossible to take 2 steps or 3 steps before you take one.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to take a step,
Just that step.
I think you flipped the switch already. And then just let the light begin to shine through.
Let it shine.
And be empowered by that light.
Yeah.
So it took a lot. It took so much for you to be able to be empowered, Emmeline, to do something of this volume.
And
This is a nice
thing
size
that I
book. It's
was-
a baby telephone book.
yeah, it's a thick book. But I guess another milestone was that I was able to design the interior of the 1994 Mustang.
Yes.
And this was a particular Mustang that were catered to women. And because I was a female, and when I went to management and told them that I would like to be on this project, and I'm coming with something that they don't have. They wouldn't be able to design this through the eyes of a female, nor what we want. So that when that project came around, and I found out that they was going to revamp, it would be the 64 Mustang into the 94 Mustang.
Oh,
I
beautiful.
said that was my claim to fame.
That was a claim to fame. And
For
you
sure.
know, that's so powerful because it's other things to this story that I know. And I don't know if it's the right proper setting in one show to bring it all out. But it wasn't all roses for her to come and do that because
No.
oftentimes in the middle of your struggle or the middle of you reaching up, it's going to be people that try to smack your hands down.
Oh yeah.
At every turn.
It's something about when you're trying to come up. It's like a seed that's planted in the ground. It has to make its way through the dirt to
It
come
has
up.
to make its way through
It's
the
not
dirt.
a plant that don't make it through the dirt to show its head.
Right.
You know, but the seed's planted in the ground where it's dirty.
That's right.
But listen, you have to come up.
You have to.
And coming up, it's going to be some pain. It's going to be some sacrifice. It's going to be some things like that.
Yes.
But continue to grow. Continue to reach up for what you have.
Correct.
Because without that dirt, without the sacrifice,
Yes.
without things trying to block you,
Right.
you can never grow to your full potential
Right.
as the tree you are.
The tree you are.
Yes.
You know, you would never happen if it didn't happen as
No.
a seed in the ground
Yes.
that was in the dirt.
And it's
So grow to appreciate the things that come against you in that way.
right.
Even the Bible says that he's going to set you up a table in the presence of your enemies.
Yes,
Even
he will. Yes,
consider
he will.
that your dirt, the enemies.
Yeah.
You got to come up past. You're coming up past them.
Yes.
Don't let your seed stop growing
No.
because you find yourself in dirt. You meant to be in dirt. You meant to have haters against you.
Right.
Even.
Ooh, yeah.
But I'm saying, if you just hold on, persevere, and remember, you're planted.
You are
Yes.
truly planted.
Yes. And you can bloom where you're planted.
Mm.
Don't deprive yourself of an opportunity to be great.
Come on
You
now.
know, here I am
Bring it out.
sitting here with you all, Veronique Chantel, Queen Executive.
Yes.
I didn't see Queen Executive.
Mm.
Somebody spoke that into me. And, you know, I finally listened. And here I am. I flipped the switch. And,
Come on now.
you know, when you flip the switch, you
It's
are
a powerful
rising.
show
You are
here.
rising above. And this is really, it is amazing. I'm sitting here, honestly, just flashing back over the last 2 years of my life, and God has been so good to me. I'm sitting here living, breathing, thriving. I've started a whole new career
Yes.
after being an executive assistant for 20 years. Queen Executive, I'm a virtual assistant now. And the blessing of meeting you, and
Thank you.
as I've been building my clientele, I've just had so many incredible opportunities. And as you were speaking about that, I said, what if I didn't flip the switch? When you're afraid,
Ooh, come on now.
you're depriving yourself of an opportunity to be something greater than what you see. So,
Step into your greatness.
You have
and
to.
I want to say that step into your greatness. And this it's not against God for you to be great. It's with God for you to be great in Him.
yes.
And then He'll open up all these other doors to you
Yes, he
for
will.
greatness. And listen, don't worry about what comes against you. Worry about what you bring to it.
You bring
You
to
know,
it.
it's going to be some rocks in your way. And it's not even the rock's fault. They just happen to be there.
That's right.
It's designed like that.
Right, just like with a
You're
rose.
just part of the earth. You're
You
part
got
of
the
the
little-
dirt.
The
You know, those little thorns.
Yes.
A rose wouldn't be a rose without a
Without
thorn.
thorns.
So be encouraged. Oh, Rose, come on, Emily, you hot today.
Yes.
You came on fire, didn't you? A rose wouldn't be a rose without a thorn. And when you imagine the beauty of that rose,
Yes.
the scent of that rose, don't let the thorns deprive you of the essence of who you are. You know, and so I've grown to appreciate the thorns. And as you look in this light that we're speaking on, the light of you can, the light of the switch on,
Yes.
then these things become easier as you go along. You know, the second book is easier than the first.
Yeah. I started a
Because-
children's version of the book.
Yes, because you already have the
I
format.
Had the foundation right there.
You already got a platform.
Yes.
You know, and so we look forward. You know, I'm playing like I don't see my director Timmy came out. He make hand signals. You only got 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But I, you know, I look like just straight at y'all. But I did see him, and so we're coming to a close soon. But we're just speaking on empowering you today.
Yes.
And it's important before we leave your living room or your phone or wherever you have us at, that you understand it's about you today.
Yes.
It is.
It's about you today. And what a blessed experience to have someone like Emmeline come in. And I'm only giving you the beginning with her. She's actress, which you'll see in the nail shop. If it's singer, saxophone player, and so much more that we're stretching out to use our talents right now. And Queen Executive is so much more than just that, you know.
Yes.
And her testimony was so big for you today because if we can do it, well, if they can do it, you can do it.
Do it.
I don't know if I can do it.
Absolutely.
You can do it.
But if they can do it, you can do it. And what God did for them, He'll do for you too.
Yes.
Yes, he will.
So get that personal thing going on with your switch today.
Yes.
He's waiting on
Lift
you.
it up.
He's waiting on you. He's waiting on you to be, you know,
Yes.
step into your greatness
Yes.
today.
So
Because
true.
this isn't the end. You guys get ready because we're going to be bringing you more on Detroit Talent Review TV platform. You know, we're looking for hosts to do drops around the country and to let them know what he's done for you on this show. And then in Detroit Talent Review TV, we want to let them know that you can have fun,
Yes.
you can entertain,
Absolutely.
and you can still do it in the seasoned aspect of what we're doing is to uplift people
Oh,
at
definitely.
the same time.
Definitely.
So hey, you guys, you know, it's just been a pleasure. And before I leave, please, Queen Executive, give them a call out for you, your email or Facebook, or how can they contact you if they like?
Okay, yes. You can reach me at queenexecutive@outlook.com. You can also text the word Queen to 877-320-6657. And then also feel free to contact me 248-906-6896.
Wow, you gave it all. You even gave the
Yeah.
personal number. It's kind of scared. Now, y'all only call her if y'all serious about the business.
Yes.
You need a Queen Executive in your life because she's coming for business with you, okay? And Emmeline, of course, before we go, as always, you've told them where they can get the book. Can you tell them once again and then give them contact for you
Okay.
as well?
Also, please email me at Emmeline King. She did it at yahoo.com, or you can reach me, and my cell is area code 313-320-9095. So either way, and that way I can autograph personally your book, and I will throw in a couple of other exciting things as well. Thank you.
This young lady out from Motown to the Indy 500 to, these world travels, And the sky's the limit with you. Step into your greatness, you guys. You've been watching United Gospel Explosion TV, Empowerment of Women. We may bring this on throughout the month because I think it's so strong and necessary. Because remember, without the women, we wouldn't have been nourished, fellas. That's what really got us through and still getting us through. So blessings to you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
We love you. Stay tuned.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. United Gospel Explosion TV. United Gospel Explosion.